Hi family, back at the hotel, getting ready to pack up and leave. This is our view, isn't it just gorgeous? Just parking garages. I thought I would just do an update on here, that way mom and dad can listen, everybody can listen, I don't have to send a million updates. But I just got back from meeting with Dr. Kwan and his team. He said my liver numbers look really good. I have one number, my alkaline phosphatase, that is like a little bit high, like maybe 20 points high. He said he's not concerned about it. He would expect that at this point after surgery. He was happy with my creatinine, which is your kidney function. Like all my numbers were good. So my CEA normal range is 5 or under. I was at 8.6 prior to surgery, and it was 7.7 today. So it's like not quite down in normal range, but it is getting lower. So we talked about that. You know, the ablated spot that he did looks fine. It looks dead and done. We talked about the other spot on the liver in the right posterior segment that was noted on the CT scan. He was a little bit perplexed by that. He looked at it, his colleague looked at it. The radiologist here has not read the images yet. So one, he was saying my radiologist might have a different take and it might not be anything. He said it could be like a hemangioma or some sort of spot that got inflamed while I was in there doing surgery. He said, or it could be a previously treated spot that does have cancer metastasis growing from it. He said, my concern is that it got bigger, and that is strange. But he said, on the flip side, a liver MRI gives us the most detail of previously treated spots, new spots, and he said your liver MRI in January does not note that spot at all. And so he said, I find it to be very strange that it wasn't noted in your liver MRI in January, which was more detailed than the CAT scan, but then now it has showed up on the CAT scan. So, long story short, he wants me to have another MRI ASAP. So I will be calling to hopefully schedule that this week or next week. He said that if it is a cancerous spot, he would recommend what they call percutaneous ablation, which is non-invasive. It's like a long needle probe that they put in to the organ through the outside of the skin, and it heats up and it burns or ablates those tumors. And he said, actually, I don't think you need to come here for that. He said the best team that I know of, it's an interventional radiology team. He said the best team that I know of is at University of Michigan. And he said, if that's what you decide to pursue, then I would have you do your treatment for that there, the percutaneous ablation, because he said they're better at it. So he said, my team, it's like we could do it, but he said, I'll tell you the difference between a good interventional radiologist is even the smallest of things. They have full confidence they can go in and get it. And he said a mediocre interventional radiology team, the small or like even the big things are kind of like not a guarantee that they can get them. So, I mean, I liked that he said that, because to me, I'm like, that's not his ego talking. That's him saying, have this other team do it. Plus, University of Michigan, only 2 hours away. They have a Grand Rapids campus that they just opened where they might be able to do it. So, that's promising. So, long story short, we need more testing. I'm going to try to schedule an MRI, and then once we get the MRI results, then we will go from there. He did also say that if it is cancer, he would recommend chemo in addition to the ablation. So, and I didn't argue with him. He just said, look, if it is cancer, that we can see. There's probably other stuff in there that we can't see, and better safe than sorry. Have the ablation again, and then also do like 6 rounds of chemo. And he said, I asked him about transplant. He said we're way too early to even be talking about that. You have a lot of options. Basically, we can play whack-a-mole on your liver for a long time. And he said, what did he say, girls? We got to have you around here to see your grandkids. That's what he said. So I was like, I like that. I like that kind of talk. So anyways, kind of disappointing because you'd love to just be able to come to this post-op appointment and them say your CEA is normal, your Signatera is negative, and the cancer's all gone and you're in remission. But his words were, you're doing well, but you're not out of the woods yet. And I was like, okay, that's a cautionary statement, and I don't need to live in fear, but I also need to live in reality that we're still going to be fighting this for a bit. So, but I feel good. I feel strong. Girls and I walked all the way there and all the way back, and it felt really good to walk. The weather is gorgeous here. So we're going to pack up and start making our way back to Michigan. Love you guys.